Let me be real for a minute, guys. This whole season was a grind, and the kind that tests you mind, body, and spirit. We hit the mountains pretty hard. Storms, blowdowns, bad luck, missed chances, losing the horses, empty glass in sessions, and at the end of it all, not a single tag punched. Needless to say, we got bored.
Get off of me!
Shh, you're gonna scare the elk. But somewhere in all that frustration, God started talking to me. And not in the wind, not in the snow, not in all those miles, but in my heart. We're hunting again. We're, I don't know, this is like the 4th or 5th stab at an elk hunt, trying to get us a bull. This time we have my sister and my brother-in-law with us. It's kind of nice because we're not going way back into the backcountry. Actually, I don't know, as I say that, I love being back there, but I guess what I mean is it's not as much work, right? So we were able to drive right to where we're gonna camp, and basically we're gonna hunt a little lower country, just because the last time we were up in there with all the snow, we just weren't seeing the sign, and then we come lower and see a ton of sign. So follow the elk sign, right? And we actually saw elk here in this low country, and it looks like they're still in here based on the amount of elk tracks, elk poop. In fact, right where my truck is parked, there's fresh elk poop. I mean, it's within the last 48 hours. So super pumped about that. I do think it's going to be a fun trip, even if we don't get anything, but I'm hoping we do. We've got the 4-wheelers with us just in case we need to really cover some country and try to see where exactly these elk are hanging out at. It does look like the snow is held on up high. In the shade, you still got some snow down here low. So, I don't think we got to go too crazy high, but we do have some game plans to kind of venture up into these little sub hills. And like I said, I hope we get an elk. That'd just be awesome. I feel like we've put in some work and have earned one at this. Genesis 2:15 says, God put man in the garden to work it and to keep it. You see, work has always been a part of our design. Men, we were built for sweat. We're built for responsibility, and we're built for the grind. But somewhere along the way, I started tying my worth and honestly my content to the success in the backcountry. Tubby's favorite part is waking up at 5.
No, it's not.
He loves waking up early.
No, it's not.
It's his favorite part of hunting.
No, it's not.
He can't wait to wake up early. And God hit me with Colossians 3:23. Whatever you do it with all of your heart as unto the Lord. All right, it's just a little bit after 6. We got the horses saddled up. We're just getting some last minute things. Seriously, I'm trying to talk to camera here. We're probably going to head east from our camp on horseback, see if we can't pick up a chute or some kind of, a path that the elk are using to go from their higher bedding areas down into the low country where they're feeding. So, and Proverbs 16:9 rolled through my mind as well. A man plans his way, but the Lord establishes his steps. You see, I planned on punching tags. I planned on success stories and a big finish. But apparently God planned on something else. He convicted me a little. Like a punch to the chest will just knock the wind out of you. He said, you told me I was first. Remember? Faith first? But is that really true? Or were you just hoping a big bull would be the real headline or the thumbnail that would bring in all the views? Man, that hurt. But it was true. Well, it's been a minute since I provided an update. We've been riding the horses and hiking. We made it up to a certain point where there was some clearings. We saw a lot of elk sign and fresh. I'm talking like the poop was still green, and it hadn't frozen yet. So with as cold as it was this morning, if it was last night, it would have been frozen. But we got up past that, and we're finding that anytime you get into the timber, there is so much downfall. and we picked our way through some of it, but it was really slow going. It was very noisy, and it was kind of risky with the horses. So if we're gonna make a play in the timber, then we're definitely gonna have to leave the horses at camp or ride the horses to the timber's edge and go on foot from there. But we actually came up this bottom, and there's a really big meadow, and we got up in that meadow. We're kind of letting the horses feed a little bit, and we were giving them some water, and I just happened to look up on the ridge behind us, and it was rocky. Not a spot I would have guessed to see elk, but we saw elk, so 4 cows. So now we're just kind of tucked around back down the canyon a little bit, which is in this very similar area that we saw elk on the way out on the last trip. And we're just going to see if we can catch them, moving through here. Hopefully there's a bull with them, and we can make a play on him. All right, Lord, you're first, and not just when it fits my story. Not now that you brushed your teeth.
Seriously?
Yeah. Next morning, getting suited up, blazed up. Well, we're fixing to be blazed up, with the orange place. Anyways, then we had some breakfast. Well, some of us had some breakfast. Tubbs didn't have breakfast. He's more of a Pop-Tart kind of guy. Later in the morning, after his metabolism finally wakes up out of hibernation. But we're getting suited up. We're getting suited up because we're gonna change tactics. We're gonna get on the quads, cover some ground, see if we can't glass some of this lower country. Seek first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added to you. Not elk, not views, not algorithms, but the stuff that actually matters. Like your heart, your character, legacy, and eternity.
Okay. You only say it 3 times. You don't want to overdo it. And then you wait about 7 minutes, and then you go, here, okay. And then you do it real fast, see? And you do that 10 times, repeat it, and then pretty soon there'll be an elk walk off here.
Elk can't speak English.
No, but they hear tones.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
You getting hand warmers?
Mm-hmm.
He needs a head warmer.
Oh, no, I don't.
That brain work.
I think my head can keep itself warm.
Huh?
This season has taught me something that I'm never going to forget. The shield is faith, and trusting God when the story doesn't go the way that you wrote it. Well, we tried the whole road hunting thing. Nah, just kidding. Well, we tried covering some ground with the quads, and that was kind of a joke because there were so many people on the roads and trucks parked everywhere. So we decided to come back up here where we saw these cows. It's just tough to hunt this because there's like little rock outcroppings and little meadows, but you can't get a good vantage point. It's so thick, and we can't get high enough on this opposing side, but we just, back behind me, we don't see any sign. Like there's no tracks. We haven't seen anything that points to elk being over there, but we have consistently seen elk on this this south-facing side of the mountain. So there's a pretty big clearing to my right, and then there's a bunch of little rock outcroppings. We've seen elk on these rock outcroppings a couple different times. There's like grass intermittent through the rocks, and they kind of pop out. So even if we do see some, it'll be challenging to pull off a shot because we're gonna have to be quick, because they come out and then they go right back in. So it's not ideal, but it seems like the story of my life is a day late and a dollar short. So at least that's been my life for this entire hunting season. And yes, I am whining a little bit. And the shovel is work, showing up anyways, grinding, sweating, moving forward, even when the mountain gives you nothing. Because James 2:17 does say, faith without works is dead. And on the flip side, work without faith is empty. This season reminded me of Galatians 6:9. Do not grow weary of doing good, for in due time you will reap if you do not give up. Needless to say, we got bored. So we built a fireplace. It's pretty sweet. The rocks are getting warm, so it's putting off a lot of heat. It's not even that cold today, but it was a fun little project whilst watching. And I strategically placed it to where I got the best vantage point of both the clearing and the rock outcroppings. So I could stand here, feel the heat, keep an eye on these openings. We may not see any elk. Probably won't. But at least we're having a good time while we're out here. Maybe the harvest wasn't antlers this year. Maybe it was humility or perspective. Or maybe it's God stripping me back to my foundation. Well, we just heard wolves. And we howled at them. They howled back and they came in closer. So we're gonna see if we can back as a wolf. It's him first, family second, and everything else falls in line after that. And I keep thinking about 1 Corinthians 15:58. Be steadfast, knowing your labor in the Lord is not in vain. So not 1 mile has been wasted. Not one storm is pointless. And not one empty day meaningless. Because when you put God first, even your failures turn into training. Well, I thought we was going to get a wolf there for a second. It was coming in, getting close. My heart rate was definitely up there. But not really sure what happened. I don't know if it was the wind. We barked at him. I'm not sure if he didn't like that. But something turned him off. I don't think he could see us. So we were tucked in some willows and some tall grass pretty good. But no wolf today, at least not yet. But you never know. I'm pretty sure the elk, if there were any in here, have vacated now that we've been howling in this canyon we're in. So I think we're gonna go ahead and start moseying on back towards the four-wheelers. And you never know, he could start howling again, and we got a little bit of shooting light left. So we shall see. All right, fellas, if you watch this whole thing, let me leave you with this. Every man wants the mountaintop moments, the big bull, the big win, the big breakthrough. But life ain't built on the mountaintops. Life's built in the grind, in the early mornings, in the busted up plans, in the empty tags, and the storm you push through anyways. The shield, that's your faith. You guard your heart, you guard your home, and you guard your mind, because the world is going to try to take it from you. And the shovel, that's your work, your effort, your discipline, your responsibility, and nobody can swing it for you. Some of you need to pick up your shovel. Some of you need to pick up your shield. And some of you need to admit that you've been swinging one, but not the other. And listen, God ain't done with you. He's not disappointed in your struggle. He's shaping you in it. So here's the challenge. Be the man that God called you to be. Not the soft version that culture celebrates. Not the angry version that the world creates. The biblical version. The one who works hard, loves deeper, stands firm, and refuses to quit. Protect your home. Lead your families. Fight your battles. Serve with humility. Work with purpose. And above all, keep God first. And with that said, it's shields up, shovels down.